Fox News once again embarrassed themselves. This time, two of their hosts went on an elitist rant complaining about kids receiving free lunch in school. Take a look at this.
One of the things that kills me is that now that, there's a free lunch program in New Jersey, and it's for everyone, even if you don't need help to send your child's lunch to school. So those kids are all going to grow up thinking, well, lunch is free, right? And then God help the person who comes along and tries to take that away, Larry. You talk about free lunch. I mean, that will never, once that happens, right, once it's baked in there, it's never going to.
But it's important what you said. You're going to pay for it with higher taxes and higher inflation. And I think common sense Americans know this is not right. They don't want big government socialism. They don't want a welfare state we're all dependent on.
Okay, so this is amazing for a plethora of reasons. Out of all of the problems that we face in this country, everything that's going on right now, okay, we have 45 million students or former students, people in this country that are plagued with $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. There's a debt crisis, not just on student loan debt. There's a debt crisis in every other area that covers debt. We're fighting wars in other countries. We just ended the Afghanistan war, but we're still in Syria. Joe Biden has recently illegally bombed Somalia. We're still in Iraq. There's mass evictions occurring right now because there is no eviction moratorium in place. There's the ongoing infrastructure negotiations. There's so many different aspects of problems in areas where we seem to be in such disarray in this country that you can choose to have a plight with. But the one thing that she said that absolutely kills her, she said this kills her, is the fact that kids are receiving free lunch in school. Kids, mind you, kids, they're receiving free lunch. And she says, and I quote, it's for everyone. Yeah, that's great. I'd actually prefer if it was for everybody instead of just a select few. Even if it was just for those that genuinely couldn't afford it. Okay, well, if we're going to give it to them, why not just give it to everybody? That'll make people support it even more, because this is what it means to means test. When you only give it to people that you feel like deserve it, other people that aren't receiving it, they'll go, oh, well, why should they get it if we're not getting it? Okay, well, let's give it to you too. And now it's an incredibly popular program. You see what I mean? It's like, universal health care. Okay, well, we're only going to give universal health care to people over the age of 60. Okay, well, the people that are under the age of 60 might not support it then if they won't receive the benefits from it. So let's allow everybody to reap the benefits. Therefore, it's an incredibly popular program. That's how these things work. Okay, and I believe it's in the state of New Jersey. And she says that those kids are going to grow up thinking school lunch is free. Okay, fine. What's wrong with that? I'm confused. They're going to grow up thinking that school lunch that's somehow a bad thing. I genuinely don't understand the line of attack. I don't understand the argument there. They're going to grow up thinking that school lunch is free. Where's the issue? I genuinely don't understand. You see, what these people want, these people that you just witnessed on Fox News and such and other places, they want you from the moment that you're a child to grow up knowing and genuinely feeling the harsh realities of the outside world. Because when you're a child, you're plagued with this innocence, and it's not until you really thrust yourself out there that you feel the horrors and the anguish that people have to endure in their everyday lives, right? They want you to feel that right then and there. They want you to know that when you get out of high school or whatever, you're going to have to pay for everything. You're going to go in debt. They want this is what they want. They want you to, as soon as you get out of high school, to go work and, get exploited by some capitalist on wages that aren't enough to sustain your way of living. Or they want you to go to college to accrue thousands of dollars in student loan debt and then go work for a capitalist that will exploit you and pay you a wage that won't sustain your way of life. That's exactly what they want. And they want you to go through something like this at a very young age. They don't even want you to benefit from something as simple as free lunch. And she says, God help the person who tries to take it away. And that's what they want to do. They want to completely get rid of every single benefit that the people have in this country. They don't want people to have anything that can help them. Why? Because they believe in this false sense of individualism. And it's all down to the individual. And that this country is actually a true meritocracy. And if you just work so hard and put in enough effort, you can achieve the things that you want to achieve and get what you want to get. And it's right in your grasp. You just have to try hard enough. Lies. It's all lies. Some of the hardest working people in this country still live in poverty today. People that have 2, 3 jobs, trying to make ends meet, but they can't. Because the system is diametrically opposed to what they're trying to do. It goes against them. It's the system that is the problem, that is the issue. But they try to make it seem like, no, it's you. It's an individual problem. You're not trying hard enough. You're not good enough. You don't have enough merit. Therefore, you shouldn't be able to receive these government handouts. Handouts. Something like free lunch for kids is considered a handout to these insane individuals. She says, once it's baked in their brains, they're not going to be able to, get rid of it, which is insane. And the guy then chimes in and says, you're going to pay for it. And I love this. You're going to pay for it with high taxes and higher inflation. No kind of statistical evidence to back up those claims. He's just going to trot it out there and have his audience fearmonger about it. If we give kids free lunch, there's automatically going to be an inflation and they're going to raise our taxes. How and why have you come to that conclusion? I mean, absolutely insane. I mean, it makes no sense. This is rank propaganda is what this is. Rank propaganda. I mean, we're talking about free lunches for kids. He somehow comes to the conclusion that that's going to end up with higher taxes and inflation. So free lunch for kids equals inflation. Never knew that. Absolutely never knew that. I want to meet the person that came up with that equation because it's quite amazing. And he says Americans don't want a welfare state. They don't want big government socialism to depend on. Well, allow me to provide you with a little bit of actual evidence and statistics. So, Joe Biden's child tax credits. Did you know that they're incredibly popular? And they're also popular among, guess who? Republicans. Because guess who they help the most? People in Republican states that previously voted for Donald Trump. Yeah. That's something that these people would consider a government handout, right? Something that's attributed to the welfare state. And that's something that they want to take away from you. But those things are incredibly popular. So you're telling me, big government socialism. I mean, free lunch to him is socialism, apparently. I mean, they don't even know what these words mean. They just trot them out to scare the people that watch their bullshit. So he says that they don't want a welfare state. So you're telling me that people, they no longer want their Social Security? They'll be fine if you take that away? They know. So if people lose their job through no fault of their own, they don't want to receive the unemployment anymore? The meager couple $100s that they're set to receive every week? They don't want that anymore. Nobody wants food stamps, SNAP, anything. No, none of that. They don't want that. According to this guy, that's what it is. This is absolutely ridiculous. These people, they have no ideology. I mean, they're just anti the working class. I mean, that's what their ideology is. It's just anti the working class, anti-labor. They want everybody else to suffer while the billionaires and the people with the most money continue to flourish. And they continuously tell you and lie to you that if only you work hard enough and do a good enough job, that you will somehow achieve what those people have achieved in life. But that's completely untrue. And hopefully more people will come to realize that.